Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B ward, this is Post-Mortem. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD.
I almost forgot to introduce myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
And today, we're going back to the format you all know and love. Some horror news.
Yep.
Coming back. Hope you guys liked that last show. We had some actual positive feedback from the man himself, Lucifer Valentine.
He hit us up.
Said, I liked your show.
And then he went,
And then Hank Skinny was quoted as saying,
my copy of the Vomit Core trilogy just came in the mail today.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go home tonight and watch some of the making of featurettes. I'm real curious about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious about that too.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. So
I'll bring it over.
Do another viewing party.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, we're going back for some more post-mortem horror news. Okay, well, before we hit record, I preempted you on some of my horror news.
Yep.
So, if you ever saw a film called ABCs of Death 2, there's a director, Jim Hosking, who made my favorite segment called G is for Granddad.
Shit was bananas.
Which is very bizarre. And that's the kind of shit I like.
Yeah.
You know? That was my favorite portion of the whole movie, maybe even of both movies.
Wow.
I really like that one with the Nazi dog, their dog fighting the Nazi cat and all that shit. That was awesome. The electrohydrofusion or whatever it's called. But G's for Granddad, the best one for me.
It's pretty fucked up.
This guy who made it, Jim Hosking, doesn't have much other credits. He's got a couple short films. He did a little bit of TV. But now, he's at the helm and just finished up and went through the festival circuit of his own full-length feature. It's going to be called The Greasy Strangler.
It's a great name.
It is a great name. So I showed you the preview.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I'm excited. It looks like it's going to be just as fucking bonkers as G is for Grandpa was.
Yeah, for sure. It's about a father and a son who run a disco tour. When a sexy woman takes the tour, they compete to earn her affections until an oily killer stalks the night.
An oily killer, like he has
Greasy.
a gland problem or something?
Yeah. He's very greasy. So it looks like one of the most ridiculous fun horror comedies in quite some time. Probably since Deathgasm was the last great horror comedy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
came
think,
out.
It looks like there's like asses shitting out pink ink and weird shit.
Beating off and a lot of inappropriate, awkward nudity of old people and things like that. And it's got weird style of effects. Kind of reminded me of the movie Weird Science from the 80s when his head gets all inflated.
Yeah.
It's got some weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got those 80s kind of weird effects and looking forward to it. So you guys check it out right now. You can find, if you Google Greasy Strangler Red Band trailer, make sure you get the Red Band trailer if you're going to watch it. Or it's on Bloody Disgusting. It's on iHorror. Maybe we'll share the link on our Facebook as soon as this episode is posted. You guys can check out some Greasy Strangler. What do you got this week?
So a couple shows back, I reviewed a movie called The Hallow and gave it positive reviews, not The Hollow.
Yeah.
The director of that movie, Corin Hardy, has just been slated to direct a new action horror film entitled Hellbent. The plot synopsis is that a group of mercenaries imprisoned in a Brazilian jail are murdered and sent to hell by a priest who wants to use their skills to kill Satan before he brings hell to earth.
Awesome.
The movie's got a $60 million budget, but the
Wow.
the director has said they're not using any name actors. It's going to be all new blood, so they can feature some new people and give them their moment in the sun. It seems to be the director seems to be a fan of blending CG with practical effects.
Okay.
Judging by his last movie, which is the way you do it.
I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. And he's good at strange and horrifying creatures. So this movie looks like it's going to be kind of a combination of Aliens meets Hellraiser with some Doom overtones.
It's Hallow or Hollow?
The good one is the Hallow. Hallow.
Okay. All right.
The bad one is the Hollow.
Okay. They're both on Netflix, right?
Yeah. If his last movie was any indication of how this movie is going to look, he's got a good eye for atmosphere. So I'm excited for that.
Doom.
Yeah, basically Doom maybe better than the Doom movie.
If he gets Doug Jones, it's officially better.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep out The Rock. Some more Doug Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I have something that's not really movie related. I read it and I said, what the fuck? So, William Friedkin, director of The Exorcist.
Yes.
This came out and said in a press conference that the Catholic Church has contacted him and wants him to film and document actual exorcisms at the Vatican.
Interesting.
At the Vatican. First of all, do they do the exorcisms at the Vatican or do they go to the people's houses? Because I think they would be going. No, it wouldn't be centralized in one place. The Vatican. That's my first red flag, right? So why would they contact him? Because he made the Exorcist movie.
Yeah. Well, The Exorcist is banned in places like Turkey, where the government doesn't allow religious propaganda films.
Yeah.
So, and if you really think about it, I don't think that was his intent, but The Exorcist is a perfect example of religious propaganda and God beats evil and all that.
Well, the whole thing about it, though, is it'd be really strange if they actually contacted him. The director of a horror movie and shit to do this. I think they would do it in-house, like have their own religious documentary crew so they could put their own spin on it, I would imagine. Because if you've seen some of his other movies,
they're all pretty fucked up.
Yeah, they're all pretty fucked up. So I read this. The church has denied it and said that
the church denies they even perform exorcisms.
That's true. They've denied it. Says that he's full of shit. We don't know what he's talking about. He's maintaining it's the truth. Did some research. He's 80 years old now.
He's batshit crazy to begin with.
I believe maybe Alzheimer's has set in, and he's blurring the line between film and reality. Like, he did The Exorcist, so now he's like in his own head thinking that it's real and that they want him to film it because he filmed a real exorcism back in the day.
It's just someone fucking with him.
Yeah, maybe. But fuck, it almost made me a little sad.
Yeah?
William Friedkin, one of the great directors in film history.
Yeah,
Killer Joe. This is the last thing he's done.
I'm gonna be reviewing that at some point.
Yeah. You like it?
That was a great movie. Yeah.
Suck my chicken leg.
Chicken leg sucker. Is that our rating system now? Chicken leg suckers.
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about something incorporating William Friedkin's Alzheimer's. 1 out of 10.
William Friedkin's Lost Memories.
Dementia. It's like that movie Dementia, but it's just a documentary.
Yeah.
A documentary following him.
And he's actually demented.
All right, what else you got this week?
Little horror video game news. On October 13th, Sony's going to be releasing the PlayStation VR peripheral. It's a virtual reality headset for the PS4. They've already got 50 games slated for co-release. 7 of them are horror titles, including Resident Evil 7 and Paranormal Activity VR. So, game based on the Paranormal Activity movies.
Where it's going to be just like that phone thing you were talking about, probably?
Probably.
Like your own house, and they're going to pop up ghosts and shit.
That could be it. I'm not really sure what... Well, because you're going for the peripheral, you have to hook it up to your PS4. So you're not going to be able to really walk around your whole house.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's probably just a game then, yeah.
But they had some screenshots on Bloody Disgusting, and also if you just look up PlayStation VR on Google, you'll see screenshots from the game, or the various games, and they're very, very good graphics.
Really?
So because that was the thing about virtual reality in the 90s when it was going to be
terrible graphics,
the graphics were utter
Lawnmower
shit.
Man.
Yeah, for sure. And everything looks like just that shitty, 90s computer animation. But if they can make these games actually immersive, and the headset's going to have surround sound on it and everything, that could be like a whole new renaissance in horror.
See, this is what I never understood about the virtual reality. If you're going to be able to... So, I bet in time, like, you'll punch and your guy will punch or whatever. You'll
Right.
kick and you'll move around. But guess what? You're going to be walking through your house breaking shit.
Kicking things.
Because, like, what you'd have to be, like, on a football field or something to be able to run around a bunch of and fucking... I don't understand it personally.
Did you ever... So you never did the virtual reality things like when they had them at the fair?
No, I was playing Doom and Duke Nukem and
Okay.
Quake and that kind of stuff.
They put you in the helmet, and this was the very primitive kind where the helmet's fucking huge and heavy, and then you would stand in this circle, and there was a circle around you, and you wouldn't actually walk around. You would have gloves that controlled things, and then on this particular one, the glove had like a joystick in the knuckle, so you controlled which direction that you walked.
Okay.
And then your other glove controlled the gun, and then you could reach out with your hands and grab things too, so it was gloves that hook up to the helmet. I assume with the PlayStation thing, it's just going to be the helmet and you use the controller.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, if that's going to be the next level of immersiveness into video games and they do it right, it could be really fucking cool.
Well, yeah, and they're coming out with the Xbox One S, which is like supposed to be ultra 4K, all this stuff. The graphics and everything are getting better. You saw the Doom.
Yeah,
the new Doom.
I mean, imagine
Fucking
Doom
amazing.
with a virtual reality headset and surround sound headphones.
I don't want it because I would never leave the house. I probably would lose my job from calling in sick just to play.
Grow a big ass beard.
My fiance would leave me. My kids would be taken away.
Yeah.
Dad, we're hungry. Shut up! I'm killing demons.
So what I'll have to do is I'll have to buy it. Because I don't.
You can ration it out to me.
I don't have anything to lose.
Let
and
me
then I'll
play
just
it for
bring
10
over.
minutes a week or something.
You're calling me at like 4 a.m. I'll suck your dick.
All right, so Tyrone Bigham's a virtual reality game.
I got these cheeseburgers.
I got these VR headsets. So, my last bit of horror news this week is the biggest news in horror right now. I'm sure you've seen it going around. The trailer for 31 by Rob Zombie.
I actually just saw it today.
You saw it today too. Cool. Yeah, it shows how the movie is now kind of like not what I expected when I first read about it when it was first being planned. It's like Battle Royale.
It's like Battle Royale meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, it meets House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
And contestants have to survive 12 hours while being attacked by a gang of violent clowns. And Sherry Moon Zombie is one of the sympathetic characters and not one of the...
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks to me. Like, I like her like that. Like, Lords of Salem, she was alright and stuff for doing that role, but I prefer for her to be crazy.
Yeah.
And be the bad guy. You know,
Right.
I was thinking she was going to look like a hot-ass clown.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
But
well,
no,
I
she's
guess
gonna-
the people that they pick up, this is what I read online, the people that they pick up to play the game are carnival workers. So she's still like a slutty carny. She's just a good slutty carny.
Okay.
So she's like a slutty
I
carny with a
prefer
heart
her
of gold.
to be a slutty clown,
Yeah.
personally, but...
I'm excited about it. I think we should go see it.
Yeah.
Like in the actual theater.
Yeah. If it comes out widespread, we'll go see it at the one that they have here in the mall.
Yeah,
In
with
there,
the huge screen,
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome, yeah. If not, then we'll have to take a trip down to LA or something
Yeah.
to go find it. But yeah, definitely we need to go see it.
When House of a Thousand Corpses came out, I actually drove to LA to see that. I was living in Santa Barbara at the time. And
Really? It wasn't wide release? I didn't see it in theaters, so I don't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't wide release where I was anyway.
Yeah.
And so my friends and I road trip down to, I think we went down to Hollywood or something and saw it at some theater there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we will do that. So, you got any more horror news?
Yeah, I got one more thing. So, there's one thing about this piece of news that makes me cringe, but there's another part of it that's way more awesome than the thing that makes me cringe.
Okay.
So, Turner Networks is reviving Tales from the Crypt.
I've seen it.
M. Night
Without the
Shyamalan's
Crypt
producer.
Keeper. Yeah.
No, the Crypt Keeper's going to be there.
But it's not going to be... It's going to be more like the old comic one. Do you know that?
Is it?
It's not going to be the Crypt Keeper that we all
Okay.
know and love. It's going to be based on... It's going to be like a guy with a cloak, like the old comics.
Well, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
So the thing that makes me cringe is that M. Night Shyamalan is producing, and I can't stand that guy. He made like 2 good movies, and then everything else was just, it got worse and worse.
Yeah, Sixth Sense and Signs I liked. And
Yeah,
that's it.
I liked Unbreakable.
Oh, Unbreakable too, so I guess I like 3.
But what's really cool about this is that they're partnering with Wattpad Studios to bring in contributing writers. And what Wattpad is an online hub for independent writers to share their stories with readers. It's basically a giant self-publishing website.
Okay.
And they're setting up a special studio where independent authors can give story ideas or creature ideas or anything that they want.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of like that dark
Yeah.
web thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
Where they're like having people submit shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the future.
Yeah,
That's
and
you know.
the fact that they're doing this makes me really happy because there's a good chance that if they were using Hollywood writers, it would just be the same old fucking tired shit that you get all the time. Just Twilight Zone rehashes and all that. So this, I mean, Tales from the Crypt reinvigorated horror in the late 80s and early 90s when it was getting stale with all the slasher clones.
Yeah.
So they could probably do it again if they play their cards right.
Well, so one thing about Tales from the Crypt, it was always cheesy, but in a good way.
Right.
M. Night Shyamalan's, he's involved, right?
Yeah.
He is always the guy that has the twist at the end. There's got to be the twist.
Right.
You know, every movie there's a twist.
Yeah.
You know? Tales from the Crypt was always a big twist, too.
Yeah.
Most episodes had a twist at the end.
Yes. I think if he's... Because he produced Devil, and Devil was a good
Devil
movie.
was good, too,
But he didn't direct it.
Yeah.
So I think if he was acting in a more of a production role and not writing the scripts, I think that's where he kind of shines.
Just his name being on stuff is like the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Lately, you know?
Like
you see his name...
Avatar,
like,
The Last Airbender.
oh, fuck that shit. I would never watch that.
I don't. It's bad. It's so bad.
Yep.
But this could be good. I'm excited to see what it is.
You know we're gonna watch it.
Yeah. And if you're a writer, and especially if your name is Carrie Lip and you're listening to this show, go to www.wattpad.com, WATTPAD, sign up, and you can get in on the submission thing.
All right. Well, let's submit some of our shit.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be on Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah. That'll be cool.
So, that's it for horror news this week. We'll be back with the good movie and the bad movie.
And what's our top 5 today?
And our top 5 today, yeah.
We're being good hosts.
That's some radio excellence right there. You gotta tease it.
Yeah.
Top 5 holiday horrors. Horror films involving holidays.
That was a fun list to put together.
Yeah. I went by just movies.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say characters or anything. Right. I don't know if we're on the same page. But
I did just movies.
Cool.
But it reminded me of a lot of movies that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And some that are like neo-classics that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to have some watching to do.
Sweet. Well, we'll be back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money, we get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are vast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
It's time for the good movie. And the bad movie.
You suck. Woo. Okay, well, you know what time it is. The good movie and the bad movie.
I've got a great movie and a pretty shitty movie.
Yes. So I will go first then.
I understand you have a good movie too. You've been hinting at it
I have.
all week.
I have, and I hope you like it when you watch it. It's not the best movie, but it definitely is worth watching. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but for that, it entertained me.
Okay,
So.
cool.
Well, but my bad movie, not so much.
Okay.
2015, there's 2 movies with the same name, so make sure you get the 2015 version of Intruders. Directed by Adam Schindler, like Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Stars Beth Riesgraff, Letitia Hemeni, and Rory Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin's brother?
The better Culkin.
He's the better one?
Yeah, oh dude, he's a way better actor than Macaulay Culkin. Have you ever seen some of his other stuff?
I don't know.
He was like the kid in Science. You remember that movie Science?
Yeah.
We just talked about it. Fucking M. Night fucking... That's the
Monkey.
rating system. We M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Shamalama Ding Dongs. M. Night Shiny Monkey.
So, and he's also... I think he was in The Good Son, and he was the actual...
Oh, yeah.
Master Son. And, and he's also been, as an adult, in a couple movies. But he's got some chaps. He's got some acting chaps.
Didn't break himself down with heroin.
No, have you seen that? Have you seen the Macaulay Culkin? Not to go on a postmortem style rant here, but have you seen that video of Macaulay Culkin talking about Home Alone, and it's like a real Home Alone actually happened, and he's all fucking breaking down? That shit's fucking funny.
He's the Uber driver. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So, but back to Intruders. So, an agoraphobic woman named Anna, played by Reese Graff, spends her days taking care of her sick brother. When he dies, she's forced to confront her own fears and focus on herself again. So, Little Culkin plays Dan, a Meals on Wheels style delivery guy. You know, Meals on Wheels, that stuff they take to disabled people, like deliver food to their house, like meals. He has a sense of humor, delivers meals daily to her brother, and when he dies, to her. After he dies, she tries to give Dan, when he's making a delivery, a giant bag full of cash just to stay with her and not leave.
Like forever?
Like bundled hundreds and stuff.
Huh.
And he refuses it. He gets really weirded out, and he's kind of a good guy, so like he refuses it because he's like, don't want to take her money, and he's like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. So then her house gets broken into by 3 thugs who say they know exactly what they're looking for. They realize she is still in the house when they hear a pot of tea start making that noise, you know, when it's ready.
Right.
She gets away from him and gets out the door, but her agoraphobia is so strong she can't leave. So agoraphobia, as you know, is people who are afraid to go outside, they would stay in their house, that kind of shit, you know?
There's a movie with Sigourney Weaver where she's an agoraphobic person.
Copycat.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, great
yeah,
movie.
it's a great 1995 Copycat.
Yeah.
I actually just watched that the other day.
Nice.
So she gets away, but she's too afraid to go. Every time she tries to leave, or even when they fuck with her and throw her outside, one time they throw her outside and like laugh at her because they know she won't leave. The camera gets all wavy.
Okay.
With like screeching sound effects in her point of view and shit.
Right.
Which is actually kind of cool. It's kind of stupid, you know, very predictable, but it's alright. So, without spoiling everything, they throw her outside, she pees her pants.
Okay.
Right? So she goes outside and Culkin comes back to check on her because he feels bad about not taking the money. All this stuff, not about not taking the money, but about leaving her, and yeah. So he comes back to check on her, and then things go south real fast for the intruders and for him. There's more to this house than it seems.
Oh,
yes. Without spoiling it, there are very predictable twists. Beyond that, it's impossible.
okay.
The things that happen in this movie are so ridiculously impossible.
Does Rory Culkin's brother Macaulay show up and start setting traps for the robbers?
that would actually make it better. So the mechanics and the way things are laid out in no way would happen.
Okay.
This house has so much inner mechanics and shit, and
it's like a Rube Goldberg machine. And...
yeah, it's like the Addams Family house or something. Where it's impossible.
Right.
It would never fucking happen. So it completely took me out of it.
And the movie isn't a ridiculous comedy.
No, it's supposed to be serious, but it's stupid. So the acting is okay, except for the main character. She's completely flat, not convincing at all. Rory Culkin is probably the best performance.
Okay.
When the twist is explained with a stupid fucking backstory, it gets even worse.
Oh, shit.
It started out semi-promising, degraded into mediocre, and winded up being below average. IMDb gives it 5.6. I think that's too high. The problem with this movie, it's bad writing.
Okay.
Bad writing compounded with an unlikable lead who is not convincing, and I'd have to give it 4.0.
Wow.
What's our rating system?
4.0.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, that's right.
4 out of 10 Shamalama Ding Dong.
Sounds like a whole shitload of fuck to me.
Pretty bad.
Okay. My bad movie, is a 2015 supernatural thriller called The Abandoned. It's directed by a guy named Eitan Rockaway in his feature film debut, and stars Jason Patric from The Lost Boys.
It's just hit Netflix.
Yeah.
Huh? It's like brand new to Netflix, yeah.
But now that he's older, he looks a lot like Dennis Miller. And I actually thought it was Dennis Miller.
Was he smoking the whole time?
That's Dennis Leary.
Oh, yeah, Dennis Leary. Dennis Miller's the guy from Bordello of Blood.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Yeah, a very underrated movie. And I was like, whoa, Dennis Miller's in another horror movie. Oh, no, that's the older brother from The Lost Boys. It has Louisa Krause in it, who was Ava in Ava's Possessions.
Ah, fuck that movie.
And
Ava's Possessions is a fucking stinker.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it yet. And Mark Margolis, who was the ass-to-ass guy from Requiem for a Dream. Ass to ass!
All right, that's probably the best part of the movie, huh?
So the story is that a young woman with psychic powers that have been mistaken for mental illness gets a job doing night security at a derelict building that turns out to be a former asylum for sick, deformed, and mentally damaged children. As the woman explores the building, she encounters ghosts of the children that terrorize her while uncovering secrets about her own past. There are a couple good things about it. The set for this movie is very, very cool. They found some awesome-ass building to shoot it in, and they made it look really neat. The music and sound was decent, and there were a couple decent jump scares in it. But shitty dialogue, phoned in acting from the main leads, and just plain bad acting from all the minor characters. Only the ass-to-ass guy seemed to give a shit about his part.
Did he say it?
No, he should have.
That would have pissed me off.
He's like a crazy homeless person in this.
That would make more sense. He's just like, ass to ass. They're like, sir, this is McDonald's.
Oh, sorry, double quarter pounder with cheese. Ass to ass. Yeah, everyone else just seemed to not give a shit. It was just like, oh, we're going to make this movie and make some money and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Kind of like that old 37 movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful makeup. Crap prosthetics, shitty B-movie gore effects that looked even crappier because it was filmed in HD. And it wasn't trying to be, like, cute and funny with the gore. They were trying to be very serious with these deformed children, but it seriously looks like someone went and bought a Halloween mask at the 99-cent store, cut a piece off of it, and fucking glued it on someone's face. It's terrible.
That's why you got to film it back in the old school way.
Yeah, if it was filmed grittier, possibly.
Yeah.
While there were a couple good jump scares, they were kind of pointless. It was just like, here's a creepy thing with no further reason behind it. I call it the eek toast effect.
Eat toast?
Yeah, like things pop out just for the sake of popping out, like toast popping out of a toaster. You're like, eat toast!
Eat toast.
Yeah, and you
I like it.
You flail your arms when you do it.
Yeah.
The movie tried to go for that rundown, claustrophobic Silent Hill feel, and succeeded to some degree, but the atmosphere wasn't enough to make up for the minutes upon minutes upon minutes of this chick just wandering around in the dark saying, "Is anybody here?" It seemed to go on forever when they were doing that. There was a minor detail in it that really fucking bugged me. There's a part where they watch on YouTube a news report from the 1980s, and it was basically based on that Geraldo Rivera mental hospital expose, where he went into the mental hospitals and found people like sitting in their own shit and getting beaten to death and being starved and stuff like that. But the problem was, the video that they watched was shot in totally modern HD and didn't look like it was from the 80s.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's...
They could have even done it in post, really.
Yeah.
If they only had one camera,
it was
they could have put it in post and put some film grain and shit on
something. Just tweak the colors, something. It was lazy amateur filmmaking, like, at its worst. The story flirted with the idea that maybe she's crazy and not actually seeing ghosts, but only for like 2 minutes and then totally disregarded it. For me, a good ghost story is about the ghost dropping hints to the living to help them uncover secrets, and this didn't have any of that. It was just like, ooh, spooky ghosts, spooky things are happening, oh, now she's getting chased.
Julia's gonna kill you when she sees you put holes in her designer sheets.
Yeah, there was a twist at the end, but it was just like, and now here's a thing, and it was totally out of left field.
Yeah.
The ghost didn't foreshadow anything. It was just totally shoehorned in there.
Just the art for it on Netflix, I was like, nope.
Yeah. And also the thing about the twist ending is that it completely invalidated the existence of some of the characters in the movie, and it was clearly like, we have these actors, we have the extra gore effects, and we need to put another 10 minutes in the movie, so let's do this. They tried to do sort of like an abstract story using archetypes, but if you're going to do that, you have to know how archetypes fucking work. You got to read some Carl Jung, you got to watch some Lucifer Valentine or something, anything to understand that you can't just be like, this thing represents her fear, and it has nothing to do with anything that she's actually afraid of.
Yeah.
It was bullshit.
A spider.
It was just fucking ham-handed bullshit. So this movie tried to be like a psychological harrowing story like Jacob's Ladder, but failed because it never actually addressed any of the characters' real trauma or issues. And it just felt like they were like, okay, we're going to make a movie now. Yeah. And that was it.
Netflix needs to stop getting these shitty movies. Like, the horror content has went so downhill.
IFC After Midnight is just cranking out these fucking bullshit movies.
Yeah.
And now when you start up a movie and you see that IFC After Midnight, you know that there's a 75% chance that it's going to be utter bullshit.
Yeah.
But at least it wasn't found footage.
Yeah, that's true.
So my total synopsis is pretty sets and good camera work were not enough to save this convoluted mess of a poorly scripted film. Yet another case of an amateur writer-director's reach exceeding his grasp while he tries to tell a psychological story without first understanding psychology, and I'm giving this mother 2.5 out of 10 M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Shyamalama Ding Dong. It's pretty bad.
It sucked. I almost turned it off, but then I realized I was 3/4 through it. And I'm
you're like, fuck, I'm going to review it. I must at least finish it, give it its due.
Yeah.
That way I can shit on it and have a clean conscience.
And the thing is, when I got to the ending and there was the big twist, I was really hoping that that would save it, but it just made it worse. Like, it would have been a better movie if I hadn't seen the ending.
All right. Well, my good movie, 2015, written and directed by Andreas Luchelschwab, Andreas Luchelschwab, depending on if you look at IMDb or the credits. This is a movie that was made in Germany.
Okay.
But it's filmed in dubbed. So it's very hard, without going further. It's hard to explain to you that it's in English and German.
Okay.
And it's very easy for them to do that because this movie is called FPS, First Person Shooter.
Okay.
So you heard about this movie, Hardcore Henry, right? Coming out?
Yeah.
Where it's all filmed in first person, supposed to be
like the Elijah Wood Maniac
all
movie
this
that
stuff.
was already made.
Well, this was before this Hardcore Henry thing. What was the other one you said?
The remake of Maniac with Elijah Woods.
It's not all in first person though.
Most of it is,
but not all of it. Okay, so this is in first person except for the cutscenes.
Okay.
Because this movie is early '90s video game.
Okay.
It is fucking awesome. It's a tribute to Wolfenstein, Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem, things like that.
That's cool.
And I love it. It's extremely low budget, extremely. But just like a video game, when the same guy keeps coming at you over and over, remember they use the different sprites, and it's the same monster attacking you.
Yeah, I've actually
so you reuse
old,
monsters and stuff, but it's okay because there's different levels of monsters and they attack.
I've been playing old school Doom on my iPad. There's actually a 4th level for it if you download it for iPad, designed by American McGee, who did that cool Alice game.
Oh, really?
But yeah, it's just such an awesome throwback to see like rooms full of the same monster.
Yeah,
it's just the same dude over and over again.
Yeah. So this opens up with a game menu. At the beginning, it's like new game, options, controls, audio, like and 8-bit, like regular Nintendo. It's like Wolfenstein 3D. So it opens up with, you know how when you played an old school like Nintendo game, it would be like, the president's been infected by ninjas. Yeah. So we gotta go save him, at the beginning. So it's a news guy doing a headline at the beginning, but he's super 8-bit, horrible animation.
Okay.
and he's saying that, don't go near infected people. They're contagious. And when they die, their bodies disappear within a minute. Like a fucking video game.
Right.
So when they die, and then they slowly morph out. And then it's just the ground.
That's great.
It is fucking great. This guy had such great creativity. He didn't have a budget, but the creativity and the humor is fucking awesome. So,
you ever see that movie Frankenstein's Army?
Yeah.
The last part of that felt like a video game too, because it was mostly done in first person.
Yeah, that's streaming on Netflix. This one is hard to track down.
Okay.
I don't think it ever got a proper release.
Gotcha.
So you can get it on the internet.
I assume you have a copy of it?
Yeah.
I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. So then you get a message from the president in the 8-bit thing still. And the president, all it does is it shows the White House, all 8-bit style, and it's a voiceover by a guy that's definitely impersonating Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he even says they're here, get to the chopper.
Get down.
Do it now. So it cuts to an animated sequence like a game to where it shows a little Jeep driving. Like you're going to get to the first level before you enter the level. So within the first 5 minutes of this movie, I was fucking in. I was in. So you talk occasionally, kind of like Duke Nukem, the guy. I refer to the character as you because it's all first person.
Right.
So he talks occasionally like Duke Nukem style, like making these stupid jokes, ripping off Duke Nukem one-liners, Army of Darkness one-liners, Doom, like ripping off one-liners from different games and shit.
Your head and shit down your
neck.
Neck.
That kind of shit. Groovy. When he finds a chainsaw, groovy. Like Ash. So it's filmed with cutscenes like a game, and it even says autosave at the bottom and shit.
That's awesome.
And there's levels, it's like level 1, and it's like level 1 completed, 100%, blah, blah, blah. And there's like a health meter at the bottom of the screen. It pops up every once in a while when you get hurt. It's a health meter, like an ammo, and there's fucking key cards.
That's great.
And items that you need to get. And when you pick up an item, when he goes to to go get it, the item disappears, and then it shows you have it. In a video game, when you grab it, just your eyes, and you grab it and it's just gone and you have it instantly.
Yeah.
It does that shit. He goes up to doors and tries to open them, and he goes, "This door is locked." You know, like an old school video game where it's like, to let you know it's locked, you have to say it out loud. "This door is locked." It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
He even does the Duke Nukem tribute where he pees in the urinal and goes, "Ah, much better." And he has that voice too, like that, like the voice of Duke Nukem, those kind of characters. It's like a deep, growly voice, you know,
the classic 80s movie badass.
At his 80s movie badass. So the plot is that your pregnant wife Linda has been captured by a ruthless scientist who created a devastating virus. To rescue her, you have to fight through old, rotten experimental clinic. Armed to the teeth, one level after another, right through the dark, decayed guts of this evil complex. Unfortunately, you don't have much time because at dawn, the bomb will drop and the whole area will be eradicated.
Wow.
That's what it says on IMDb.
Okay.
So it's like the plot of a video game.
Yeah, for sure.
This is how low-budget films need to be made.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's entertaining. My only complaint is it would have been better if instead of an hour and 20 minutes, it was like half an hour or 45.
Okay.
That thing of, you know.
The joke
Because
worth in.
the joke wore thin a little bit, and there was a lot of walking around and that kind of stuff at one point, you know, and then you get to a certain point that it's like, okay, well, what else is there?
Yeah.
So I loved it. I'll probably never watch it again. It's kind of like a one watch, but you guys got to see it. If you're a fan, if you were born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s and played those games, or even if you just love it, Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem, that kind of shit, this is a fucking tribute. This movie is a tribute.
That's awesome.
And it's amazing. It's the only thing this guy ever made.
Huh. That's all you needed.
It's a passion project.
Yeah.
It's all he needed to do. So IMDb gives it 4.3. I'm going to give it 7.5. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dongs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
You got to check it out.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
It's worth watching. And fuck Hardcore Henry. I could never watch that movie. Just the preview of that, I'm like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, it's basically ripping off a first-person shooter. I'm like, I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Was there a movie called Gamer a couple of years ago with one of those big-name actors in it that was sort of a first-person shooter too?
I don't know. I never heard of that one. But this, like, in it, so the Hardcore Henry thing is just ripping it off, trying to steal from it.
Uh-huh.
This is like a tribute.
Right.
This is like a guy who obviously he knows all these games and he's obsessed with them.
Yeah.
To the point where he made this movie. I don't know if he's necessarily like obsessed with filmmaking. He's obsessed with first-person shooters of the 90s.
Right.
So.
And this is his sort of tribute to them.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
And the main character's really cool. It's like, I gotta go save my wife. First, I'm gonna put on my protective gear. And he opens a closet and he's got like a black hockey mask and like motorcycle gear. And he grabs it and instantly it shows him and his arms moving and he's got his gloves on and they creak. And he goes and there's shotguns, chainsaws, pistols, fucking axes, all
How's
the
the
shit.
gore?
The gore, so the actual creatures and shit are not that bad. Mm-hmm. You know, you could tell there's masks. There's masks being used with some gore to hide the seams and shit.
Right.
But there's a lot of let's say you shoot this guy in the face. Well, blood will spray on the camera and then slowly fade out like a game.
That's
like
cool.
To where like he hits him with the he hits him with the axe and blood sprays in your face. Blood goes like conventional gore and stuff is on the ground and stuff, but blood will spray in your face and then slowly fade out to a clear shot. He wipes it sometimes. Sometimes he'll wipe like the field of vision and get the blood off. Other times it'll just spray on your face and then slowly fade away.
That's cool.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
You know? So
I like that. That's awesome.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
FPS, first person shooter.
Cool. My good movie is one that I know you've seen because you recommended it to me. Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Oh yes.
It's a 2015 horror comedy directed by Tom Jacobson and Michael Rousselet, created by contributors to the College Humor website, with cameo appearances by Patton Oswalt, Larry King, porn star Nina Hartley, and Andrew W.K.
Yeah.
So the story, for those who have not seen it, is that this is a lost movie from the 1980s, quote unquote.
Film like VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole setup is that
Square.
Yeah, and that President Reagan banned this movie, and the only copy that exists was recorded off of a Midnight Movies cable access show.
Yeah.
So
there's commercials.
Yeah, there's little snippets of commercials, and the tape fucks up every once in a while, and there's grittiness, and then every once in a while it intersperses these family movies. Like someone filmed their kid playing in the yard.
Yeah.
And like he recorded it over these family movies.
Yeah.
And in the story, a group of douchey, self-absorbed fat brothers go to a house by the lake to drink beer, bro out, engage in vaguely homoerotic behavior, and celebrate being dudes.
Yeah.
Their festivities are cut short when they are stalked and killed by the evil Motherface, a sadistic murderer who has seemingly returned from the grave. Now, keep in mind, the title of this movie is Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. Supposedly, not in real life, but supposedly there were 2 other movies.
Yeah, so this is like, it's filmed like a sequel. Like,
Yeah.
everyone knows who this is and is scared.
And in the beginning, they talk about the first 2 movies and show some of the kills.
Yeah.
And talk about who Motherface is. That in the first movie, Motherface was a sorority house dorm mother who got burned half to death in a panty raid gone bad. No one ever taught her how to open doors.
Yeah.
And then in the second supposed movie, it was her daughter who cut her face off after they killed her and wore it.
Yeah.
And then in the third movie, it's someone wearing her face again.
Yeah. And this movie is not for everyone. You have to appreciate trauma and shit like that. You have to appreciate, like, if you've seen the movie Terra Firma and you like that, you will love this movie.
I thought this movie was fucking hilarious.
It is. It's funny.
It starts out silly, and then it ramps up into the realm of total insanity by the time it's over.
Yeah.
The comedy is only equaled by the splatter. There's buckets of blood from beginning to end. And though the jokes are completely absurd, it never falls into the trap of randomness for the sake of randomness. Like, every weird joke makes sense within the context of the movie, whether it's something that's spoofing the tropes of 80 slasher movies or just some fucking weird gag. Nothing feels like it's forced or trying to be funny. It's just like, that's fucking weird and hilarious.
The funniest part is the fucking nerdy cop.
I love the nerdy cop.
When he does the coke, what does he say?
I am an immortal fuck machine!
Yeah, I am an immortal fuck machine.
I thought every character in the movie was great. They're caricatures of 80s movies archetypes, but they're still kind of fleshed out with their own motivations. Like, even the one-off characters still feel real, even though they're totally just jokes. And there are 2 characters that weren't fleshed out, but that was the joke, is that they were the one-dimensional characters who were just there to die.
Yeah.
Every line was perfectly timed. The comedy was great. I personally thought the strongest character was Turbo, because he's like the douchey, paddle-happy frat boy, but he's also got a sensitive side.
Yeah, that's funny.
And his name is spelled Turbaux.
Yeah.
Turbo.
Yeah, he's funny.
And his whole thing about the dog dicks and all that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while. I saw it when it first came out, and I had to sling it your way. I knew you'd appreciate it.
I've watched it 3 times.
Oh, awesome.
Every kill in the movie is creative, and they get increasingly absurd with the murders, so there's no boring repetition. Everything's jokey, but it's also really fucking gruesome. Like, no punches are pulled in this movie.
Well, and also the fact is, like, okay, so it's obviously doesn't have an extremely high budget.
Right.
But it's filmed in a way that it's like a better 80s movie, like one of the better gore in an 80s movie that actually looks pretty good. Like Friday the 13th kills, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, the gore's good, and they didn't do much digital. There was a little bit here and there, but they used miniatures for things. Like, nobody ever uses miniatures anymore.
Yeah.
And it just totally, like, brought me into that feel.
Yeah.
There's a flooded town. The lake that they're in is atop a flooded town, and there's a scene where someone dies and floats to the bottom, and you see the town, and it's a miniature with this wavy water effect over it. And it was just like, wow, they put some fucking effort into this.
Yeah.
You know, this wasn't just some guys fucking around. The camera work, the film stock and filters, the costumes, the sets, the hairstyles, everything was just totally 80s. The attention to detail that they put into this was fucking phenomenal. And I thought that the commercial breaks were actually one of the highlights of the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Because they got increasingly weird too as it went on. And there was like a fake commercial for the 80s creature movies for Pizza Monster.
Yeah.
And there was the weird orange juice commercial where the orange juice tree breaks through the wall.
Yeah.
And then it just gets like, that's just where the starting point.
Yeah, it's like Trauma-esque, but better than most Trauma movies. Like,
Yeah.
You know, it's got that kind of vibe too, where it's obviously over the top, but it's done in a way that it's very good. It's it's done really well, and it's done. If you're a fan of these '80s horror movies, and if you like horror comedy like we do, this is something that you need to see.
Yeah, like I said, I've watched it multiple times, and there's nothing I can actually critique about it. You know, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's perfect. And I'm going to give it, if the sound effect is ready, 10 out of 10 M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dongs.
10 10 out of 10. Shamalama ding dong.
Yes. I usually don't watch a movie. If I watch a movie multiple times, it's like months apart.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and then I showed it to a friend, and then the next day I'm like, I'm gonna watch this movie again.
Yeah. Nothing better to do. Let's watch some Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Yeah, and I hope that the people who make this go on to make many more movies.
Yeah, me too. I hope it's not like my good movie where obviously this guy's not been doing anything.
Well, a lot of these guys are involved in the college humor skits.
Yeah.
So that's how they got.
They're doing more like
American
horror-ish stuff on there now too.
Are they?
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't looked at the website in probably a year, but every once in a while something comes across, Facebook or whatever, and it's pretty funny. These guys know what they're doing.
Yeah. So check it out, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. And we'll be back with the top 5 holiday horrors after this.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Hi. It's us. We're not a sponsor. We have no sponsor this week. So
We're self-sponsoring.
we're masturbating ourselves all over your ears. We're coming in your ear pussy.
Sponsoring off.
So there's something really important we need to talk about.
And it's puppies.
It's not puppies. Look, we're going to keep this to a minimum.
Okay.
This is a short commercial.
Tangent commercials.
No tangent in the commercial.
Do you know about tangents?
So, we need your help. We need you to rate us, review us, and share this podcast with your friends.
if you listen,
Your enemies. Share it with your enemies.
Share people you hate. Punish them
Yeah,
with our
fuck.
voices.
Make them listen to it. Yeah. And also, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Stitcher. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube,
Like it on YouTube.
SoundCloud.
Follow us on Twitter. We only have like 3 Twitter followers right now. And
Because
that's
we don't
pathetic.
ever have a tweet. What matters most is getting this out into more ear holes. We need your help for that.
Letting people know about it.
Letting people know about it. So also, if you're our friend or our follower on the Facebook there, make sure you click the notifications, get first, because we're not going to pay for those ads, so you see everything. You gotta work for it.
Yeah, click share.
We give you this shit for free.
And if you want to hear more about Doug Jones, because really that's what this is all about, click that share.
All right. Well, this has went on for way too long, and we appreciate you listening to Postmortem.
And we're back with the top 5 holiday horrors. Top 5 holiday horror movies.
Yep.
Movies that are horror movies that involve the holidays.
Horror movies about holidays.
Horror movies about holidays.
Horror movies regarding holidays.
Holidays may or may not be involved with some of these
Horror movies holidays.
So, we got the top 5. I went first last time.
Okay.
Why don't you go first?
My number 5 is a recent entry into the holiday horror genre.
Okay.
Directed by Michael Dougherty, called Krampus.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas holiday movie, horror movie.
Horror comedy.
Yeah, and it was very good, and any parts about it that I doubted were more than made up for by the way the movie ended.
I liked it.
Yeah?
I did. And at first, I thought it was going to be terrible.
Yeah, especially because it's PG-13.
Yeah, and just, it was totally mainstream. I thought it was going to be horrible.
Yeah.
But it's got the guy that does the singing in Step Brothers.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's good.
Yeah.
He's good in everything that he's in.
All the puppets, all the monsters were puppets.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I was really impressed with it. I actually watched it with the kids, and they enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
So a good little family holiday horror thing.
Yeah, I'll definitely be showing that to someone else's kids at some point.
My number 5 is a movie I know you're a fan of.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat.
It's my number 1.
It's your number 1?
Fact.
Wow. Okay, we'll wait to talk about it then.
Also directed by Michael Dougherty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Maybe that's how he got the other holiday movie. All right, we'll wait to talk about it then.
Okay. My number 4 is Leprechaun, directed by Mark Jones.
Oh, yeah.
St. Patrick's Day horror with Warwick Davis.
I guess you could say that it was on my honorable mentions because it's not really about St. Patrick's Day, right? It's not St. Patrick's Day during the movie.
I don't even remember. I just know the Leprechaun's fucking awesome.
We'll let it slide.
That's all that really matters. Is
I will see your Leprechaun, and I'll agree with you if we can say that it's Leprechaun in the Hood. And
I love Leprechaun in the Hood.
When he pulls the bat out of his afro.
Yeah. And then the Leprechaun rap at the end.
Lep in the Hood, come to do no good.
That's right.
Come to do no good.
And Warwick Davis is fucking hilarious in that movie. But you know what? Fuck the Leprechaun movie with Hornswoggle in it.
Yeah,
Fuck
that movie
fucking
sucks.
movie. That movie was that movie was a
Horrible.
1.
No, it was a 0. They took everything. I couldn't even finish it. They took everything good out of the movie and replaced it and made him look terrible.
Yeah, he looks like a angry turd.
There's no one-liners.
Yeah, there's no comedy.
That'd be like if they remade Nightmare on Elm Street with a different Freddy and took the comedy out of it.
Yeah. That's
oh wait, they did that.
Yeah, and you couldn't even tell it was Hornswoggle in the costume. It could have been a fucking 3-year-old boy for all that mattered.
Fucking Hornswoggle.
Terrible ass movie. But Leprechaun in the Hood,
Leprechaun
Leprechaun in Space, Leprechaun
Leprechaun
goes
Vegas.
to Des Moines, fucking Iowa. However many goddamn sequels there were.
And the first one's good. It's Jennifer Aniston's first movie.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays the retarded friend of the kid killed it.
Yeah, that guy was good.
Even the kid killed it.
Yeah.
The first one's great. That, believe it or not, my daughter, we've watched quite a few horror movies together.
Yeah.
That was the one movie, Leprechaun 1, where I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
She couldn't hang with Leprechaun.
You ever see the Wayne's World sketch where Garth's scared of the leprechaun?
Uh-uh.
Wayne would take the flashlight and put it under his face and go, "I'm the leprechaun! I'm the leprechaun!" And Garth would freak out.
No, I never saw that.
That's good shit.
That is funny. It's like future fat bastard coming out of Mike Myers too. So. All right, my number 4 is a movie I recommended to you that I reviewed called Holidays.
Yes, I have it. I have not watched it yet.
You got to see it.
Yeah.
It encompasses all the holidays. Some are better than others. It is one of those movies that's some of the parts aren't as good, but the sum is good.
Right.
Some of the parts are amazing, but some of them aren't that great. But it has all the holidays, and we're talking even like Mother's Day, Father's Day, that kind of like it's got those kind of
Kwanzaa, Martin Luther King Day.
Kwanzaa, Arbor Day. Trees are killing people in Arbor Day.
Is there seriously a Kwanzaa?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm just joking. President's Day, Abraham Lincoln's back, and he's pissed. But yeah, I recommend Holidays. My favorite one was the one that was actually directed by Kevin Smith, the Halloween segment, which doesn't involve what you think. You think Halloween would be the easiest,
Right?
Doesn't involve that. Easter is pretty cool too with the Easter Bunny.
Nice.
It's very disturbing. So
Cool.
it's my number 4.
My number 3, very, very underrated movie. Actually gets shit on by a lot of people, but I really like it. Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Okay. It's good, but it's not. It's different. It's not.
Yeah.
It'd almost be better if they made that not Halloween 3.
That's
the
I think
problem.
What killed it is people wanted more Michael Myers and didn't get it.
Yeah.
In terms of like grasping and depicting the tone of Halloween, like it feels like Halloween when you're watching it.
Yeah.
And it feels specifically like Halloween in the 80s. It was very much a throwback to my childhood, except I didn't have masks that made worms come out of my head.
Yeah, no, Halloween 3 is a good movie. It's just, it should have been called something else.
Yeah.
Just Season of the Witch.
By itself, Season of the Witch, yeah.
Would have been cool. So, yeah, and it's got a cult following, even amongst the horror community. There's people that talk shit about it, you know, but a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's... I think in terms of the Halloween franchise, it may be my favorite in the franchise.
Wow.
Even though Michael Myers isn't in it at all. Yeah, of the Michael Myers movies, I think I prefer the second one to the first one.
Yeah, I like 1 and 2 and 6.
Yeah, and 6 was great too. 6 was actually the first Halloween movie I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, my number 3. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I hope you have. I don't think it's ever came up on the Post-Mortem show. It's a recent movie. But it was before, I saw it before we started doing this. It's called All Hallows Eve. You seen that?
Yes.
You saw it with Art the Clown?
Yeah.
One of the creepiest clown of all time.
Yeah, that guy's pretty gnarly.
And the different segments, the alien, the fucking demons in the subway with the birth and shit. That is a great movie, All Hallows Eve. It is by far one of the creepiest movies I've seen.
Yeah, and a very good anthology movie.
Yeah, good anthology movie. The creep factor, though, too. Art the Clown has the creep factor down.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember another movie since or before in recent times that had that creep factor down like All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, they really got that.
They did. It was fucking disturbing.
Yeah, it's good shit. We're at number 2.
Number 2.
My number 2 is Gremlins. It's a Christmas movie directed by Joe Dante.
My number 2 is also Gremlins.
Nice. A lot of people, they remember Gremlins as more of a family movie. But it's really fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It's hilarious. And the sequel,
I liked it.
it's all right.
I like the Hulk Hogan part when you saw it in the theater. That wasn't in the original VHS release. They changed it to a John Wayne thing where the in the theater version, like, the film fucks up, and then Hulk Hogan comes onto the screen dressed like an usher, talking about how the Gremlins are fucking with the film in the projection booth.
Really?
Yeah, and we got to deal with these Gremlins, brother. And then in the VHS version, they took that part out and turned it to the tape tracking got fucked up because the Gremlins were in your VCR, and they redubbed some scenes from a John Wayne movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't think I ever knew that. Yeah,
but
I love Gremlins.
Yeah,
the
great
Mogwai.
movie.
It's a great movie that you can watch, even like I said with like Krampus with your kids.
yeah, it's a good horror comedy, and Joe Dante really captures the feeling of being a kid really well in his movies.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
even though Billy was almost an adult in the movie, it's still
Yeah, he is an adult,
Yeah.
but the whole thing, and of course you got Fast Times at Ridgemont High booby girl.
That's right.
Yeah, hottie. What's her name again? I can't remember.
I don't remember either. The
Phoebe
one,
Cates.
Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe
that's
Cates.
right. The one thing that I always remember, the first thing that I always remember when I think about Gremlins is Deagle, 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 Deagle when they're in front of Mrs. Deagle's house.
What about that? Is that the bitch from the bank?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
chair that goes up her
Yeah.
stairs.
No, is that it's the same one from the bank? The fucking evil ass girl that goes in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that bitch. That's one of the top. We're talking about doing our douchebag characters. You deserve to die. She would be on the list.
Oh yeah, and she gets fucked up. So
Yeah, it's very funny too.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying.
yeah, it is. It delivers. I've heard that they're talking about remaking it. I really hope not.
Why don't they just make Gremlins 3?
Yeah,
you know?
it's really easy to make a sequel. I
Yeah.
just hope that if they do it, they keep them puppets. I don't want fucking CG Gremlins and CG Gizmo running around.
You know that's what they're gonna do, dude.
Yeah.
They, unless it's Joe Dante or something.
Yeah.
You know that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna fuck it up. They're taking our childhood. They're flushing it down the shit.
They're molesting our inner child.
They are. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. When I watch movies, these remakes and shit,
Yep.
it's like they're molesting my inner child.
Yep. Straight up. Number one.
You're number one.
My number one is Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
It's
Sam.
Fan-fucking-tastic movie.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I think every segment in it is good. Every segment holds up because it's
Good
an
anthology.
Also. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons that it holds up so well is because it was the same director for every piece.
Uh-huh.
It was just little mini movies that he was
Instead of being
together.
split like ABC's of Death,
Yeah.
or even like, I don't know if All Hallows Eve was like that, or Holidays is like
Yeah.
that, or it's different directors. And
Right.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
and it's all tied together by Sam and the story about the bus full of kids and the dude who hates Halloween getting tormented and just all the stuff. Everything about it is so satisfying.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it for a long time because I thought it had a stupid title because I hated how it was Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking insipid.
And until you know who Sam is, and you just see that image that says Trick or Treat, and it has the picture of Sam, I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
Thought it was gonna be like a little killer doll or some shit,
Right.
that thing.
Yeah.
And it was not.
Yeah.
It was actually good.
There's a creepy ass little motherfucker in a
Yeah.
burlap suit. And another friend of mine was like, "No, you got to see this movie," and he has good taste. I'm like, "All right, I'll check it out." And it stuck with me. I was glad to be wrong about that one.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to be wrong. So, are we down to my number one?
Yes.
Okay, so listeners, while back we did another list where I had a controversial number one.
I know what this is going to be. and
Dom
it's-
agreed with me.
Yeah.
When I gave my top 5 good guys, and my number one beating out Ash, who was number 2, my number one good guy was Ernest P. Worrell from a little movie we like to call Ernest Scared Stupid.
The only reason it's not on my list is I knew it was going to be on yours.
You knew it was going to be my number one.
Yep.
Ernest Scared Stupid is the greatest holiday horror movie of all time. You could say it's
It
a
is the
kid's movie,
greatest
not a horror movie.
cinematic masterpiece.
It is
of
a
all
masterpiece of cinema. Modern day
Cinema.
cinema. Ever since moving pictures came about.
time. This is what Thomas Edison envisioned
Yeah.
when he invented the talkie.
I would like to see an Ernest Scared Stupid remake directed by Werner Herzog or something and being completely ultra serious.
Straight up serious. Starring Sir Kenneth Branagh as Ernest P. Worrell.
Starring Michael Shannon as Ernest P. Worrell. Yeah. Robert De Niro. So, Ernest Scared Stupid. It's great. It's fun for the whole family.
I love the little troll monsters in it.
Yeah. Holiday horror movies are like essentially most of them are somewhat kid-esque. Yeah. You know what I mean? They have that childlike feeling like you were talking about.
For sure.
And this movie to me is a staple of my childhood. I loved Ernest Scared Stupid the most out of anything related to the holidays, besides my first honorable mention, which might have been on my list if it wasn't a TV episode and not a movie.
I used to have a VHS tape that a friend of mine dubbed for me, and it had Ernest Scared Stupid on it, and it had Spaced Invaders. Did you ever see that one? Mm-mm. It came out right around the same time. It's one of those 1980s creature features with these like surfer bro aliens who come down from space. And they're
Spaced Invaders?
Spaced Invaders, yeah. There's a, hey, watch it, you're drinking bleach! There's all kinds of stupid shit that happens in it. And just those two movies, because I always watch them back to back, just hold such a special place in my heart for, weirdness.
Yeah, for sure. So I love me some Ernest. I was Ernest last Halloween.
You were?
Thinking about holidays. That was my costume. Know what I mean, word? All right, let's hit some honorable mentions.
Did you ever see the movie that he did, The Riddle of the Gloom Beam? Do you remember his character, Dr. Otto, that he used to play on his TV show? He was like the mad scientist with a hand on top of his head.
What TV show?
He had a TV show called Hey Vern, It's Ernest.
Really?
You never saw that?
No, I never
ran
saw
for
it.
like 2 or 3 seasons.
I saw the commercials, but I never saw the TV show. I didn't know it existed. I'm a huge Ernest fan.
The show was called Hey Vern, It's Ernest, and it was like a sketch comedy show with Ernest tying everything together,
playing different characters like he does in Ernest.
Yeah, the old lady, Dr. Otto. And you should check out Dr. Otto.
Hey Vern, It's Ernest.
Yeah, and Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam. That was actually, I think, the first movie he made, and it's trauma movie bad, but it's like a trauma movie starring Ernest.
Wow, 7.7 on IMDb.
Dr. Otto?
No,
the show.
Yeah, the show.
Okay.
Wow. I need to fucking check that shit out.
I don't even know if it's available on DVD or anything. I think it only ran 2 or 3 seasons. It kind of coasted in on the wave that Pee-wee's Playhouse started.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking it up right now on IMDb. It says 1988, so I think it's only 1 season.
Okay, it's good shit. Yeah. My dad's a clown. That was one of the sketches on there. Like, it's normal family, but the dad's a clown, and he's always putting pies in people's faces to embarrass his kids.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
So, honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Fire them away. You go first.
Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh. Mardi Gras.
Yep. Indeed.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Another movie that I like very much but didn't make my list. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Killer
as well.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Or Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist is good too, yeah. Halloween, of course, and Halloween 2. Black Christmas was a Christmas slasher movie that actually predated Halloween. Everyone thinks that Halloween is the first slasher movie. There were others out there. It was just the first big one.
Yeah, it's also on my honorable mentions. We're going to have a lot of crossover there.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, classic movie.
Yeah.
New Year's Evil, fucking classic movie.
Yep.
Nightmare Before Christmas, goes without saying. And a movie that I love to hate because it's so bad, but I'll watch it over and over again. The Ginger Dead Man. Fucking Gary Busey.
Fucking Busey. Is that your last one?
Yep. I ended on Gary Busey.
So my first one is the Tales from the Crypt episode and All Through the House. With the escaped mental patient dressed up like Santa.
Huh. I don't remember that one.
You don't remember? That's the best Tales from the Crypt ever.
Huh.
So, this woman kills her husband out in the snow. And here's this broadcast that an insane guy has escaped from the insane asylum. Mm-hmm. And he's dressed up like Santa, blah, blah, blah. Well, he stalks her. And he invades the house, all this stuff. They fight outside, all this stuff. And she has a daughter. Well, eventually, at the end, Mommy, you said Santa wasn't coming to the morning. He did come, and I let him in. And then it shows him with the axe. No!
Wow.
That's
awesome.
the best Tales from the Crypt episode, dude. I'm surprised you haven't. That would have been on my list if it wasn't for that it was TV and not actual movie.
Right.
So, Krampus, Thanksgiving, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Halloween, Jack Frost.
Yeah. and not the one with Michael Keaton.
No. And then that scene when she's in the shower.
Horny Snowman.
Horny Snowman. My Bloody Valentine.
That's a good one,
Yeah, that's Valentine's Day. You ever seen a movie called P2?
No, never heard of it.
It takes place on Christmas Eve in a parking garage, and it's insane.
Oh, yeah.
That guy from American Beauty that has the camera that follows people around is an insane guy that works at this parking garage and stalks this woman.
Yeah, I remember.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Forgot that was a holiday one.
If you want to talk holidays, we got Creep Show. Yeah.
It's Father's Day, Bedelia, and I want
2 episodes in a row. And now I'm like, okay, come on, okay, it's Father's Day. Uncle Sam.
Never heard of that.
It's Uncle Sam. It's 4th of July, and Uncle Sam is killing people in a mask. It's a terrible movie.
Sounds like it.
Also mentioned previously on a separate episode, Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg.
That's right. The meta movie of Ernest Saves Christmas.
Then we have April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm. I never saw Mother's Day.
It's not great. Terror Train takes place on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's it for my honorable mentions.
Good list.
Lep in the Hood.
Yeah.
Coming to do no good.
Doing no good. Pulling afros out of Ice-T's, or pulling bats out of Ice-T's afro.
Lep in the Hood. Come to do no good. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Postmortem. Thank you guys for spreading it, because we are gaining listeners. Every episode, it seems like we're getting more and more listeners. Everyone behind us. We have, Doug Jones chiming in saying, I love Postmortem. We have Lucifer Valentine listening to the show and saying how he loves it. We got some good shit going on around here.
Yeah, our 16th episode, our Sweet 16, broke records.
It did,
for listens and downloads.
Yeah, we had over 100 listens in the first 12 hours since we posted or something.
That's pretty awesome.
100 downloads from iTunes and all these different...
And like only 50 of them were my mom, so...
Yeah, we're split to many providers. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, so all these numbers on each one is a small portion of what's reflected in the actual totals of our listenership, so getting some good stuff going on. Yep. So, you guys got an idea for a top 5? Send your idea to postmortemshow@gmail.com, and we will credit you. And in addition to sending the idea for a list, tell us what your top 5 of said list is, and we'll read it on the air.
And to conclude, as H.P. Lovecraft once said, thoughtfully, if it smells like fish,
throw the fucker back.
Fishmasters!
I come from the land of the Irish Spring. Dublin's the place where I learned my thing. From the Emerald Isle to your place in the hood, I'm the man of green, come to do no good. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Blunt is dope, this place is hype. There's a lassie, she's just my type. I hate to resort so soon to marry. Haven't been late in so long, it's tragic. I'm so bad, I'm good. I'll show you what to do, so lend an ear. Don't worry, little lassie, you've got nothing to fear. Sit with the lad who's lean and green, and let me show you why I'm a love machine. Come to do no good. I'm a wee green guy who's new to town. Show me what you do when you get down. I'll go up, you go down. We'll cause a scene, you'll love the groove. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Left in the hood, when we're bad, we're good. From the cliffs of Moor to your front door, better turn up the lights and pray some more. We're gonna party through the night until the dawn. Then you and I are gonna get it on. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Left in the hood, come to do no good.